No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. We're going all the way so you can score more for your trade-in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV today. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live from BroncoNationNews.com is presented by RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Happy Thursday to you here at Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. We got Johnny Ballgame here. We got a lot to discuss. A big basketball win last night. RJ Keene going to join us here in about 20 minutes to break that down and talk about his big game. And then we'll talk a little football as well, Johnny, at the end of the show. CFP rankings, Saturday's game against Nevada, all that good stuff as well. But it's Thursday. We got hoops to talk about. We're closer to a football game. It's a fun day, man. How you doing?
Good. I just saw Bob Beeler walk down the hallway here at the rowpaint.com studios in the Paul J. Schneider building, Bannock Street, downtown Boise. BJ, everybody fired up in town. I mean, you're doing work. I was watching your pregame show or postgame show. It felt like midnight last night. Bob's in here. He's getting ready. He called the game last night. He's got a football game then to call. I mean, and with the way this basketball team, just kicked the damn door down on the season in front of a packed house for opening night last night. Obviously worth talking about. When there's a Heisman in a CFP conversation that's legit right now, and we're going to talk hoops today, and I don't think your viewers are going to be like, what? They're like, dude, what the hell was that last night? How impressive was everyone? So looking forward to hopping on, talking to you guys today. And RJ Keene, pretty cool. You get a guy who played his best game as a Bronco 12 hours or so after he plays. And of course, he's coming on BNN. Well done.
As John Mallory would say, this is why you watch BNN.
Don't steal my stuff, PJ. Don't steal my stuff. Whoever I stole that from.
I got some, I'll put some highlights here and we can talk about those in a minute, Johnny. We got about 3 minutes worth of highlights, but just in general, whether it was Cardenas and how he changed the look of the offense, whether it was Dylan Anderson, his size, whether it was the improvement of Andrew Meadow, Degenhart and Stanley doing their thing. Like, you could take this anywhere you want off the top, just to overall start to finish up 10-0 and then just kind of cruised up 30 at the half, pushed it to 44. it was the lead quote to my story. I said, there's only one thing Leon Rice would have done differently to draw it up last night, and it was his quote about having the scoreboard working, because that was about the only negative really from that game last night. It was a dominant, very impressive, does nothing to slow the hype of this team kind of win right out of the gate.
Think about this real quick though, BJ. That's what it was like watching college basketball before our time, right? In the arena, gymnasium, multi-purpose center, whatever they called it then, right? You got maybe one area where they gave you a score, and there's no graphics, there's no production there, and you're just kind of like, okay, this is just hoops. Like, it's interesting to have a game where you don't have all of that, and you realize how much you have in all of that. If I can get philosophical at the arena with you, BJ. But yeah, that was an interesting note last night. Here's where I'm going to start, dude. A guy that we none of us have talked about. And man, because I can go everywhere. Dude, Javen Buchanan, what the hell was that guy doing in the NAIA? He's long like Scottie Pippen, man. Burns is going to love that dude as a perimeter defender, and he can score. That guy is way longer than I thought he would be, BJ. He's oversized for what I expected in terms of length. Throw that guy in. So let me get him out of the way, because we probably weren't even going to discuss him today. He, BJ, was really impressive. And I know I'm easily impressed, right? For people who follow Idaho Sports Talk, doesn't take much. But I could not have been more impressed with what I saw last night. I mean, they absolutely checked every box so much that they were ripping the paper with the pen. Check. Like, I mean, they looked 53% from the field, 45% from the three-point line, 86% from the line, 23 assists on 33 field goals made. They dominated the glass. 5 block shots. This team can block shots, dude. They're going to have blocks on this team. That's going to be 2, 3, 5, 6 shots that get taken away. Could not have been more impressed with this team, BJ. Not even about the score necessarily, just about the way they looked.
You throw in the defense too, Johnny. They held Oakland to 2 assists. 3 was 26 from three-point range, under 30% shooting overall. I mean, again, I think the verdict is out whether or not this Oakland team's any good at all. I mean, they're obviously not the team they were last year. Did they just have an off night? Did Boise State dominate them, or is Oakland just garbage? We'll find out as the season goes on. And so you don't want to put too much stock. It's one game, and we were 5 minutes into the game, Johnny, trying to calm ourselves down. I mean, it was a heck of a start. Couldn't have been much better. They look great, but again, it is one game. We'll see, obviously, how they can turn this into Saturday against a good San Francisco team and try to, that would be the big test for me. Can they win on Saturday, and how does it look? Is it a squeaker, or do they win rather convincingly again against a good team on Saturday in San Francisco? We'll see that on Saturday. But yeah, you can go down the line. I got some highlights I'll put on here and we can play as we talk about it. This guy, Avery Potter, says a very low energy in the crowd. Once again, season ticket holders not showing up. Tyree says the crowd was so sleepy last night, need to have more juice against Clemson. I didn't notice it being like extra quiet, Johnny, but when you're up by 10 pretty early, like you don't need to get super amped into the game. You just kind of enjoy it. And I would say that the lack of videos and pregame warm-up video and pre-tip-off video and all that stuff and no signage and no score in the arena, I think that's absolutely to some of that.
No band. That's a big thing with college basketball, if you ask me, as far as the total pageantry, ambiance, whatever you want to call it. No game techs. I mean, people, again, you don't realize how big of a part of the game that is. The kid flexing his muscle during the timeout, the kiss cam, like people dig that stuff. You didn't have that last night. And I love the fact that certain fans are getting on other fans for leaving early. They're up 40 on a Wednesday. Like, that is the most first world fan problems maybe I've seen in a while, right? You're leaving too early. We're up by too many points. I mean, it's just, come on, man. Like, I saw that when you're picking at those straws, man, things are good in that town.
I don't even know. Was the band not being there related to the power issues, or?
No idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the band wasn't there. Don't have an answer to that right now. It's Keaton pointing out the quite the shooting night from their lead guard. Yeah, DQ Cole played 37 minutes, Johnny. He was 3 of 21 from the field. He was 1 of 15 from three-point range. So,
wow.
Defensively, Boise State just really, got after him. And again, 3 of 26 from three, 18 of 66 overall. Oakland shot under 30%. But I got some highlights here, Johnny. I'll play this as we talk about this. Again, it started really, really early. Cardenas, first play of the game, right there to Stanley. Dylan Anderson hit the three early. I mean, if you'd have drawn it up, Johnny, a 10-0 start with a couple of buckets early in the game, not a bad way to start.
Could not have started better. I mean, I could not have been more impressed. You get the 7-footer showing what he can do early. Omar Stanley last year, no, not a fluke. I can shoot threes. Good attempt there for Stanley. Defensively, like you said, just putting them in tough positions, getting on 2-on-1 breaks. Meadow, I got this now. I'll finish on my own with nice little reverse layup for the Hansen brother. Tyson Degenhart, obviously a quiet game, but you know what? If that's going to be the case, great. Guys like Alvaro Cardenas can do that. That's a 40% three-point shooter, BJ. Double team Stanley, not going to work. Meadow to the wing. Finds you're going to give him a 15-footer, a two-time Gatorade Player of the Year winner in Arizona, a 15-footer. That's a layup for him. Yeah, what do you not like about this situation? Ball movement, Cardenas, spin in the lane, runner, butter. I love that kid. But BJ, I've bought in on Cardenas. I get what everybody was saying, that a certain type of pure point guard play is exactly what this team needs. I bought in on Cardenas. If I was a Boise State fan, I'd be rocking that number 11 jersey.
Yeah, I mean, again, not trying to say about anybody that's not here anymore, whatever, but it just looks a little different when he's getting them into offense earlier in the shot clock and some of the things that they have going. I was super impressed. And how about Andrew Meadow, man? He told us 50,000 shots. I know he makes 500 a day, I think is what he does in the offseason during the season. And to see what Andrew Meadow did, and we'll get to the Keene highlights in a second. I got a separate little package on him. But what Andrew Meadow continues to do shooting the basketball. I mean, everybody said, hey, no Max Rice, no Abo. Who's going to be that three-point guy?
Meadow.
Like that could be Meadow.
Meadow's going to shoot 40, 41, 42% from downtown this year, in my opinion. One, he's a really good shooter, and he's got ice water. He doesn't get nervous. I noticed that as a true freshman, too, and that is a major piece to the college basketball puzzle. Playing free. He does, and he's going to get open looks. That's like the fifth guy I'm worried about out here. I got the 7-foot Arizona kid. I have Tyson Degenhart, the best player in the league. I have the most experienced point guard in this league. Like Meadow, you know what? Yeah, you're going to get open looks on this team. If he nails them, he's going to have a really good year, BJ. Look at Omar. I mean, talk about a stud, too. Getting him back, he's going to be a force. And Oakland, I look at these guys. They're small. I get it. They cannot handle Omar Stanley. That's Ugbo, by the way. But yeah, I'm sure you want to get into him coming off the bench, looking like an NBA kid physically as a freshman, by the way, correct?
Yeah, I mean, again, Johnny, I know it's Oakland. You got to let's just relax and see how the season progresses. But there were times where you look out there on the court, Johnny, and they had one starter out there, and yet they're extending the lead. I mean, I know that's going to be a storyline this year, a deeper bench, playing more guys. And I get it. In a normal game, your starters are going to play more than 25 minutes, but they really emptied the bench. They really spread the minutes around last night. And I think guys 6 through 10 certainly prove that they're deserving of some minutes as well.
Like Leon, you could tell he was like, in a terrific way, kind of frustrated, like, yeah, I gotta figure out these minutes here. Now you have 36 minutes available from what Max was giving you last year. So maybe some will be there, but you're going to sit Meadow, you're going to sit Javen, you're going to sit Dylan Anderson. You're going to sit Alvaro. No, I mean, like, minutes will be tough to come by. And we haven't even mentioned RJ Keene. If anybody said, minutes, yeah, I need a few more on this team, Leon, it was RJ Keene last night.
Yeah, he was super impressive. We'll get into him here in a minute before he joins us. But yeah, I was super impressed with everybody that came off the bench. And like I said, I looked at one point and they're extending the lead with one starter out there. So I don't know if you'll see quite as many line changes and things like that once in games that are a little bit closer. But man, I thought it was super impressive. And I think that the fans and everybody got into it. It was a nice game. The numbers showed it, the Ken Palm numbers, all that stuff. You literally couldn't have drawn it up any better, Johnny.
BJ, we were talking before, and we were thinking, I asked you, who's going to be the starting lineup tonight? And I agreed with you that it was going to be Buchanan at the 3 and Meadow off the bench. It wasn't. And if you were tinkering with that or not, I'm just asking you at this point. I mean, what you saw last night when healthy, I mean, is that, in your opinion, going to be the starting lineup moving forward? Meadow legit, we're not thinking about this, that kid's a starter?
Well, I mean, I've seen one game out of Buchanan, so I want to wait and see a little bit more. But yeah, I certainly think that dynamic of if Meadow can shoot the way that he shoots the ball like that, that gives you that shooting in the starting lineup that you certainly need. But to have a guy like Buchanan be your sixth man, I mean, I think it's going to kind of be they're all going to play a lot. Who actually starts out of those two maybe doesn't matter as much. They're going to move guys around them. They'll play a lot. But yeah, I had thought Buchanan might get the start at the 2, Tyson at the 3, but they gave it to Meadow, and he certainly took advantage of it. And his development and him becoming just kind of an elite, lethal 3-point type shooter could be a game changer for this team.
And he has size too, man. You can't push Andrew Meadow around. He's a bigger dude, and he finishes. And I can't wait, because he is going to be with his glasses and the floppy hair and kind of his attitude and the mustache. Like, Utah State fans cannot wait to get Andrew Meadow. That's going to be some entertaining basketball in the future in this league, with some of the gyms you have to go into, BJ, and those crowds. They're going to have a lot of fun with Meadow, and so will this team. I think he's going to be kind of a household fan favorite on this team this year, Andrew Meadow.
Folks are asking about the San Francisco game in terms of the KenPom numbers and things like that. Again, Boise State was 47 before the game. They move up to number 32. This is the highest they've been this early in the season, I think, in history at KenPom, number 32 in the season. The San Francisco matchup is predicted right now as a 5-point win for Boise State. San Francisco, number 99 at KenPom. So you get a top 100 KenPom team on the road, Johnny. Second game of the season. Again, KenPom projects it as a 4 or 5-point game here for Boise State. But certainly this was a nice win, Johnny, but you got to back it up and do it again on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I could not have been more impressed with the opener. They kicked the door down on the season, but the BJ, they got hopefully 36, 37 more of these. And college basketball, as you know, I mean, it is a long, painful, and sometimes cruel journey throughout a season. But in front of a packed house, to put on that type of show, 87-43, and really say, hey, football, Heisman talk, playoff talk, we get it. But you're going to transition very nicely into basketball season, and we're going to keep your attention a little more than we typically do this time of year. I see that with this team too. People, the way they won last night, BJ, I think people are going to want to see this team. They're fun to play, and I think they're going to love these kids. It's Tyson's senior year. By the way, I was going to ask you, is Tyson's chase of the scoring record, do you feel better or worse about it after just seeing one game?
Indifferent. I think the same. I mean, I guess he only had 13 points, but I mean, I think that he's going to get his. They have a lot of options, but it's all going to come back to Tyson. When Tyson needs to be, you saw when he wanted to be aggressive and get to the rack, he pretty much got there every time he wanted. So when he needs to get his, I think he certainly will.
Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a great chase too. I mean, that's another little ingredient in this crock pot of the season, is watching Tyson Degenhart track down that scoring record. He needs to average what, BJ, 17, 18 a game-ish?
18, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, let's thank a couple of our sponsors real quick before RJ Keene joins us live here just in moments on Bronco Nation News. Western Collective, check them out. The Western Collective Studios, our studio sponsor here, thanks to the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the Orange Chaos Seltzer. Make sure you pick up some delicious beverages from Western Collective at their brewery in Garden City. They got great pizza and stuff there as well, or at most retailers here in Idaho as well. And again, they're available on Saturday at Albertson Stadium, and a portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Horseshoe Collective, putting money back in the pockets of Boise State student athletes. RoePaint.com, our title sponsor, ROEPaint.com. Check them out. All your painting needs, RoePaint.com. They've got you covered, whether it's those concrete coatings, interior, exterior residential painting. Again, the official paint and coatings company at Boise State Athletics. Check them out. Our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union. I think we'll have a Tyson Degenhart show for you next week, Wednesday or Thursday after the Corbin game, getting ready for Clemson. Check them out, iccu.com. Again, their mobile eBranch online banking is the best in the business. And when you make the switch, you'll be wondering why you didn't do it sooner. There's a branch pretty much on every corner. But again, you go in once to sign up. You never have to go back in because you can do everything right there from your smartphone. Check them out. Idaho Central Credit Union, iccu.com. Matt Bauscher Real Estate, had fun being over at Bauscher Real Estate yesterday. We did the live show in the morning, and just always enjoy catching up with Matt. And he's now part of the Boise State home team, so he's backing it up with the NIL stuff and the donations to the program now as well to become an official sponsor. So check them out, Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley for a reason, BauscherRealEstate.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Check them out. 13 locations across the state of Idaho, many more in the surrounding states. Again, check them out online, shopridleys.com, and you can get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line using their Skip app. So make sure you do that, and just always enjoy going into a Ridley's. It's a friendly, family kind of environment. So the next time you're thinking about that grocer, check out CUNA, all the various locations here in the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, and beyond at Ridley's Family Markets. And Snake River Pool and Spa, thespateam.com. If you're looking for a spa for the back patio, maybe a pool table for the game room, a sauna, they can help you out at Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game. Locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. Check out that full inventory and how they can help you out at thespateam.com. All right, Johnny, RJ Keene is going to join us in a matter of moments. I've got some clips to play of him here. But again, there were a lot of storylines in this game. I thought RJ Keene certainly was one of them. Wasn't the first guy off the bench, wasn't the second guy off the bench, wasn't even the third guy off the bench. And we're kind of going, man, is RJ, where's RJ Keene? But when he came in, I think he played 21 of the last 30 minutes or something of this game. He was super impressive, hustling to loose balls, getting rebounds, and he finishes with a very impressive stat line: 6 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Also had a steal, was plus 25 on the night, one of the best there. So we've got a weekly NIL deal with him with Signature Roofing. We're excited to bring him on in a minute, but looks like he could be a key contributor off the bench for this team.
Yeah, I mean, and you know how Leon plays and Leon manages the minutes. You earn your minutes here. If you do stuff in practice, and if you certainly make the most of your minutes in the game, BJ, we've seen this. Leon will find minutes for you. He does. He will reward you. It might not be one game here or another game there, but throughout the journey, you're going to have your role. RJ Keene said, Coach, yep, you need me? I got you. This is my 4th year with this program, sophomore. I'm ready for this. The game, maybe it slowed down. You can ask him, but he played last night like a veteran, okay? Not like a guy in there hoping that he doesn't make a mistake because he's worried that the coaches aren't going to let him play through his mistakes because there's not a lot of minutes to go around. If you get out there in 3 minutes and turn the ball over twice, shucks, you might not see as much time in the rotation. RJ Keene flipped that, BJ. And check this out. In those 21 minutes, like you mentioned, he took one shot and did not turn the ball over. Coaches love that stuff. Those are quality minutes, BJ. 6 for 6 from the free throw line, the assists. I mean, he was a big piece to the lineup last night. And overreact or not, is this the RJ Keene you see moving forward? We don't know yet, but that was the best game he's had, in my opinion, as a Bronco. And if he can manage a role there as the 7th, 8th guy on this team, then this is a piece to the puzzle, BJ, you didn't think they had, and maybe they do.
Well, again, RJ Keene, this is brought to you by Signature Roofing. We're going to get a cool little intro here with your KTIK sound guy, Johnny. I'm going to throw him some more money. He can help us out. We'll make a little intro and jingle here. But Signature Roofing, they can do replacements, repairs, inspections, free estimates. And again, you can give them a call, 208-994-8493. Joel Watts, the whole crew over there at Signature Roofing do a tremendous job, and they help us bring on our special guest here, RJ Keene, live on Bronco Nation News, courtesy of, again, Signature Roofing. And Keene, we appreciate you coming on, man. Tremendous first game. Was great to see. How you doing, my man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, boys.
We appreciate you jumping on, man. And what was last night like for you? Again, not sure where you're going to fit in the rotation. First game, you're watching a couple other guys come off the bench before you, but you got in there and certainly made the most of your time.
Yeah, I mean, I texted my dad, and I had a blast out there. It was so much fun. And I woke up this yesterday, and I'm like, I'm going to control what I can control. Like, who knows how much I'm going to play. I'm going to be a great teammate, go make some winning plays, and go have some fun out there. And that's what you got to do. You got to play loose, and that's how you make some winning plays.
RJ, this team, I mean, you couldn't have been more impressive if you ask me for an opener. You've been with them every day, obviously. You know the potential of this team. Just your thoughts last night, 87-43 in front of a packed house for the opener.
Yeah, we have a talented squad. I mean, to be honest, as our team, it didn't really feel like our opener. We had some like secret scrimmages against BYU and Washington. So the guy's been gelling for quite some time. And I mean, that's a statement win for a home opener. We knew we had to win by a lot. We knew what we had to do on the defensive end. And it just helps a lot that these dudes are like a family to us. And like, it's the best thing ever. Go to practice. Everyone's smiling. It's the best energy we've ever had. I mean, it's one of my favorite teams that I've been here. I've been here for 4 years. And this is like my favorite team.
Sarah Keene says yes. Mama's watching. Mama for watching. Avery says RJ played his ass off last night. Elite passer. What'd you try to do when you get in there? I mean, Johnny mentioned you only took one shot. I know you took a few more and got fouled and went 6 for 6 from the line. But just what do you see as kind of your role when Leon looks down and says you're in? Like, what are you trying to do out there to stay on the court?
Do the little things. I think that I don't really have to score to be on the court, and Leon's not really looking for me to score. I mean, when the opportunities don't come, I got to make the open shot. But I think I got to make plays for the other guys and go do the stuff that no one wants to do, like offensive rebound and go get some steals, play hard-nosed defense, make the right reads. It's playing loose. I mean, having no fear and being here for 4 years is understanding the game is very slowed down for me and just having fun. Like Leon at practice, he's on me a lot because I can take coaching and just understanding that he actually cares about me and just playing through anything. And that's how playing loose is. You can't be scared. You have to go play and have some fun.
And when did that switch for you? And again, we're visiting with RJ Keene, member of the Boise State men's basketball team, had 6, 6, and 7 last night in the debut. He's brought to you by Signature Roofing. Again, replacements, repairs, inspections, free estimates. Check them out online at mysignatureroofing.com on an NIL deal here on Bronco Nation News. And at times last year, you'd get in there for a couple seconds and you'd have a rebound right in your hands, and maybe it would just you couldn't corral it, or a close ball would go here and there. I mean, when did you just look so much more confident and relaxed out there, like you said, and just letting the game kind of come to you? When did that kind of switch happen for you where you can just kind of relax and let your game start to come to the surface here?
I think understanding who I am as a player and realizing that, like, I only put pressure on myself and no one else is putting pressure on me, and just being who I am. And during the Washington scrimmage about like 3 weeks ago, I flourished in a great role, and I'm like, whoa, I can do this for a living over here. And I'm like, man, this is so much fun. And just seeing these dudes succeed too, like Alvaro, like when I was on the bench watching him out there, I got the chills because we had a conversation before this. Like, he's never had fans root for him before. Like, that was the first game he's had like true fans root for him. And just going out there and playing for him and playing for the other dudes just means more to me than anything.
RJ, like, it's funny. We had Alvaro for the interview scrum a couple of days ago, and BJ, I think you were it was the first time he had ever done it. It's a 4th, 5th year college player. Like, crazy. It was like, wow, man, he's never done an interview before. That wasn't like, I think his radio broadcast following the game. I got a couple places I want to go with you because RJ, I don't know your game. I want to know your game. I've seen bits and pieces here. I thought when I came in, BJ, and people told me, oh, RJ is kind of a lockdown, dead-eye shooter. I don't know what else you get from him, but if he's going to shoot 42, 43%, cool. We need that. But I see you last night, and I'm like, okay, he's rebounding. He obviously, you don't have 6, 7 assists in a game like that with not being able to see certain stuff. So obviously you have a feel for the game in that regard as well. Like, if you could describe your game, Bronco Nation, what they're going to see out of you, your role. You said the Washington scrimmage might have catapulted that. What exactly do you see? What is your game, man?
I mean, my game is very unique. I mean, I came in here, I was getting compared to Justinian, like, as a knockdown shooter. Like, I averaged like 24 points in high school, like 9 rebounds. Like, I was a prolific scorer in high school. I was. And coming here, watching a lot of games, I realized that it's not just about scoring to win games. Like, if you really want to win games, there has to be someone on the team that is the glue guy and that can just do literally everything. I mean, if you watch the UConn, they had like Cam Spencer. I mean, he scored, but he
Yeah.
also offensive rebound. He made great passes, and there has to be a guy on the team that does all that stuff in order to win games. And I think, like, I don't know, this might sound, I like Draymond Green's game, but like, I would say like a Draymond, like, I know that sounds so stupid, but like in his prime, like what he does, I think like kind of like that, and a point of like maybe a little bit of like Draymond mixed with a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah, I mean, you had a Draymond stat line, the 6, 6, and 7. Oh, there's a steal there, hit his free throws. The only problem is with Draymond, you probably get 3 or 4 turnovers in there. RJ Keene, you didn't have one last night in 21 minutes, and you know how much the coaches like that. I wanted to get your opinion on Alvaro too. Pure point guard play. Like, no disrespect to any of the point guards that have been here, but it hasn't been, I think, that form of the point guard from a more pure sense in basketball. Like, dude, this feels like he's been here a while, huh? Fits in like a glove. What's this team? Did this team need that type of point guard? What do you see Alvaro doing with the rest of this team and this offense being able to flourish off his game?
Yeah, he's the engine of the car. Like, him coming here, I remember when he came on his official visit, me and Tyson and Ems were the only ones in town for it. We went to Topgolf and we just talked to him about like his decision making on where he's gonna like commit, and just hearing him like his winning mentality on how bad he wants to win. Like, you understand how much he hated Boise State before he came here. Like, he hated us to death. Like, he hated us. And just seeing him just like in practice, it makes my life so much easier. When you have a point guard that can see the whole court and understand where a guy is, it makes Tyson, Omar, Andrew, Javen, like, we have so many dudes he makes better. And it makes my job easier out there too, because I can just 0 turnovers with 6 assists. It's all from Al. Like, watching him at practice every day, like seeing the reads he makes and just how he slows the game down. And I have to understand, like, I can't turn the ball over because I want Alvaro to, he can turn the ball over. He can make those crazy passes because like we put him in scenarios and how confident he can be. And I think that's the key in my game and for Alvaro. He's the best dude ever, man. I love texting him. He keeps me accountable. He makes sure I go to class every day. Like, he's a great dude.
Couple questions, comments coming in on the ICCU YouTube chat here for RJ. Again, we're visiting with RJ Keene, member of the Boise State men's basketball team after the 87-43 win yesterday over Oakland. He's with us courtesy of Signature Roofing. Check them out, mysignatureroofing.com. Replacements, repairs, inspections, free estimates. They do tremendous work over there. And I know we had fun going to meet with them, Keene. We went and had a meeting. I mean, you were in there 10 seconds, and Johnny, they already had him. They pulled him into an office and were measuring how tall he was to see if he was the tallest person ever to walk in their building. And there you go. Wow. There's the Signature Roofing hat you're sporting. We haven't gotten the shirts back yet. What's taking Watts so long here? Come on.
They got some bigger things to fry, I guess, over there. I mean, we need those shirts back so I can start repping around the community. I got people coming up to me like Chick-fil-A, like, I know who you are. It's like crazy. I run into people every day. I'm like, from that video, and like, shout out to Signature Roofing guys.
There was a lot of flack from some fans that couldn't believe that a lot of the fans didn't know the answers to some of your questions. You went around tailgating, talking to fans. Johnny, you don't know if you had a chance to see
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, there were fans that didn't know the head coach of the football team's name. They didn't know the quarterback. What was your experience like, RJ, going through the crowd there?
It was so much fun. I mean, our fans are unique. Like, first off, like, if you're wearing a Jay Ajayi jersey and you don't know our starting quarterback, like what's going on? Like, and not knowing the head coach, and then someone throwing out Coach Pete, someone throwing out Andy Avalos. Like, Spencer Jennison's going to win National Coach of the Year right now. Like, he's on pace to win it. And he's one of the greatest coaches, like, in college football. And you don't even know his name? Like, what are we tailgating for?
Andrew Medley.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, who's Medley? And I talked to Meadow. Meadow doesn't talk. Like, that's the first time I see him laugh in like 2 months. And like, when I showed him the clip of that, I'm like, Andrew Medley. And then they named Jace, they named Max. Like, they're not even here anymore. We know basketball players. Like, you named our 2019 roster.
Love it.
It's going to be fun because I know we got a lot of cool stuff planned in terms of some giveaways for the holidays, and they just seem like really good, genuine people over there at Signature Roofing. And that some of the stuff they're talking about, RJ, just handing out money to students for the holidays and doing some cool things they want to do in the community. So hopefully, folks, stay tuned. We'll have some weekly content with you in terms of interviews, but also in terms of you doing some more man on the street type stuff and some things like that. We do have a couple of comments here in the final minute or two that we have left with you on YouTube. Someone's asking if you're going to grow the mullet out until March.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, I gotta trim it up on the sides. I don't know how much like my family feels about the mullet. I'm sure my dad probably hates it, and my brother doesn't like it at all. One of my dad's best friends, Love, he texted me, and he doesn't like it either. So, I mean, I'm gonna grow it out. I mean, it could be a good look. Just gotta make sure it stays a little clean on the edges. Just make sure it's a clean, little modern mullet. That's the goal I'm looking for.
I mean, in relation, I mean, you got Tyler Crow. He rocks it with football.
Yeah.
RJ Keene keeps it going for basketball. The media loves it. We love mullets, man. I like dudes who are colorful out there. Like, I mean, Dennis Rodman. I'm not saying you're gonna dye your hair and get a bunch of tattoos, but I mean, he had that kind of lunch pail role, obviously, and maybe if that's the identity you're gonna have, it's like, okay, here's this tough dude who comes off the bench rocking a mullet, like I think it's the Lawrence character from Office Space. Like, are you going full, like, you gonna shave your sides, RJ, and just get that sucker, obviously the business up front, because you're all about business on the floor. You get it done. But hey, man, party in the back. After we end this game in the locker room, yeah, we're going to be dousing water on all of our teammates.
Yeah, I think the mullet is it's my personality. Like business up front, like, take everything serious, but down deep, party in the back. Like that's who I am at heart. Like, and that's who I'm gonna bring it to on the court. Like the mullets, it's perfect. I think it's going to be a trademark. And I don't have like T Crow. I can't wear a helmet like T Crow. So like I got to make sure it stays clean on the front. My hairline's receding already. So I got to make sure I can stay clean and just let it just flow in the back.
Mama's not liking the mullet though. Not super excited about it. Your mom says.
If we're winning games, the mullet's staying, Mom.
Yeah.
And she's actually in Boise right now. We're going to breakfast here in like 30 minutes.
That was cool that she was able to be here and see you do that last night.
Skylar was a hug. That made my day. Like just seeing her come in, that was the best.
Who bench presses the most on the team here?
Who bench presses the most? Javen. Javen and Tyson. I think they rep like 275, 270, which is.
What about the Ugbo kid?
Yeah, he got a lot of water mass. We call that but he is strong. I think this is the strongest team we've ever been on. I think the whole team can bench 225 besides like 4 guys.
Okay.
What's
impressive
to rep?
Robbie's asking your favorite intro song they've used since you've been here. What was that like last night too? Not having the videos or the scoreboard or anything working. That was a little unique. But any thoughts on the your favorite intro song they've used?
Bring the Boom by AJ and Big Justice. It's definitely my favorite. I don't know if you've seen it. It's kind of like a meme song. It's like you dance like this, and our team loves it, and it's kind of funny. Tyson wants to do that as his and one celebration this year, and he's too scared to pull it out because he thinks he's gonna get memed for
it. He's gonna get memed.
Yeah, but Tyson, he's just like the most downhearted, nice kid ever. It's like he doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, totally.
Somebody asked about your connection with Dylan. The connection looks great. I don't know if people realize or not. You guys are roommates, I believe. So tell us about Dylan Anderson and how cool that was. I mean, he wasn't shy. We heard he could shoot. Second possession of the season. He gets the ball at the top of the key and lets it fly.
Yeah, me and Dylan are like best friends. I mean, we became friends on his official visit. When Leon pulled me aside and said, do whatever it takes to get him to come here, I'm like, all right, sounds good. I can do that. That's easy for me. And 2 days later, committed. And we lived together. I convinced him to live with me. And we hang out every day. I got him to watch baseball, playoff baseball. He was so dialed in that. I got him to watch playoff hockey. He loves playoff hockey now. And he's such a great dude. He doesn't deserve it more. Like, not playing for 2 years, you know how hard that is? I did it. And when I walked in the door, I gave him a hug. I'm like, dude, I'm so proud of you. Like, you're going to have a great season and just keep it up.
Was he the one that you were on the Tyson Degenhart show where we're kind of leaning in saying would commit?
Yeah, that was him. So I remember teams told me that, like, hey, we got a big dude coming, kind of country. You're going to host him. I'm the only one in town. Me and Tyson, literally the only ones in town. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea how I'm going to get this job done. But in my head, I'm like, come on now. Like, I know who I am. He's committing. And we're, 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year, like USA basketball, I think. Like, he's a dog. And 7'4" that can shoot, that can run like him. I remember when he first came here, Leon emphasized that just run. And people are going to, like, Alvaro's going to find you. And look what he's doing. Like, you don't see a 7-footer out running like 6'5" dudes. Like, that's insane.
Well, you found him for the dunk there last night.
Oh, yeah. He pointed at me, smiling. I couldn't stop smiling. It's just like, it's so much fun. Like, you don't understand how much fun it is playing with him and having a dude that can just, like, Like, it's so much different. Our team is so good. It's so much fun.
I'm with you. I mean, you guys have rim protectors, RJ, legit rim protectors. And I mean, there was a play where Dylan had the ball. He got the ball at the top at the free throw line, and no one was around him. And he almost kind of looked like, are we still playing here? All right. Just drills a 15-footer. Like, no one's going to guard me on this team. Like, are we going to see? I mean, you guys have so many options. Like, that was the first time he's been open since like AAU ball or something. Like, okay, I'm going to drill this if you're going to give it to me. We talked to him in the post game. BJ and I in the media did. He's kind of got this dry sense of humor too. I'm going to like talking to this guy. I can see how you guys kind of mesh well on and off the court. And I'm with you, man. Like, that kid can play. He's going to be a good player. There's a lot of things
talking a little more though. He had a lot of short, 3 or 4 word answers.
He's a quiet guy. Like, he's very quiet. Like, he is. But like, once you get to know him, like, he lets me talk at the house. Like, I can make those like crazy remarks and like one-liners, and he's just smiling on the couch. He's a great dude, and he's going to fit well in this program.
Well, Johnny, we got all season to kind of – by the end of the season, we're going to get the details on that visit, because I know there's a lot of details on the visit that are remaining secret right now. Nothing like illegal or anything. Nothing crazy.
No, nothing illegal.
I was told it was a, quote, epic visit, RJ, with Dylan Anderson that you guys got him to commit. So I know there's a lot of secrecy, Johnny, around what happened. But, again, it was all legal, perfectly fine. Just – you guys are not ready to divulge how you got him to commit and the fun you had with him, but we'll get that out of you by the end of this.
I'll tell that story once we win the Mountain West Championship. How about that? Because it is crazy what happened on this visit, but like, it's all like nothing illegal. It's just a funny story that you guys will love.
Yes, okay. I heard there may have been an injury to somebody involved. There was a lot of stuff that happened. So, and we're ready to, when the parties that be are ready to divulge, we'll get into it. But that would be let's do it on the court after you're cutting down the nets for winning the championship.
Yeah, it'll be like a little, like, we're on the way, like popping champagne, like, and then all of a sudden let's just rip the story. Like that's the goal.
College basketball.
I mean, I
love it. That's going to be hilarious.
RJ, we appreciate it, man. We're going to do this regularly. Keep playing the way you are. People are loving this. And again, 994-8493, mysignatureroofing.com. Replacements, repairs, inspections, free estimates. They did our roof at the Rains house, did a tremendous job. I know you got some stuff planned with them. Again, RJ moving forward here. So thanks to My Signature Roofing for making this possible. And we appreciate you for jumping on, RJ.
Let's say one more thing. We have a cool video of Signature Roofing coming out. This Joel's, he's this owner of Signature Roofing. His kid dressed up as me for Halloween, and he knocked on people's doors and asked, "Do you know who I am?" He's in my full uniform. Like, be on the lookout. It's coming out next week. It's gonna be a cool video.
Looking forward to that. We'll debut that on BNN next week, and then trick or treating with RJ Keene, Johnny, and I think that could be pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
first time trick or treating since like 6th grade, 7th grade. Like, it was very new to me. I'll tell you that. New day and age.
Hey, appreciate you, RJ. Nice game, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
There he is, RJ Keene. Appreciate him for jumping on. We're going to talk football for the final 4 minutes here, Johnny, in just a second. But first, TacoBellWorks.com. Check them out. Taco Bell Works. You looking for a job? You can check out Taco Bell, SON Management, the Nicolason family. Great promotional opportunities, free food while you work, half your wages the day after your shift. Check out our friends at Taco Bell. TCS, Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out, transcomservice.com. Every step of the way, they can help you get into the trucking industry. And again, DOT overweight, all the permits you need. Check them out at transcomservice.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, they got six players rocking vehicles from Lithia Ford. They also have department staff, coaches, all kinds of folks. Check them out. LithiaFordBoise.com. You view the best inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com, whether it's the F-150, the Mach-E, they have the Explorers, all the vehicles there. You can go to their showroom and their lot and check them out, and it's a very easy, quick process. Best values in town, best prices, best vehicles. Check them out, Lithia Ford Boise, LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange store, you can get all your NIL gear from all the players. They have the coaches' sideline apparel, all the good stuff. You can get it at the Blue and Orange store, online anywhere in the world at theblueandorangestore.com, or right there on the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall next to Pro Image. And again, the Ashton Genty hats, all the jerseys, all the cool stuff they now have where you can put some of the money back into the pockets of the student athletes. Best selection at the best prices. Make sure you check out the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Jackson's, hopefully on Monday, Johnny, folks can get that 91-cent coffee or fountain drink at Jackson's. Again, 91 cents gets you a coffee or a fountain drink at Jackson's when Ahmed Hassanin has a sack on a Monday after a game. And maybe on Tuesday, this is the week we get back to the Breezy bundle, a hot dog and a soda for $1 from Jackson's when Breezy Dubar gets into the end zone. So check them out, our friends over at Jackson's. And don't forget, 25 cents from every hot dog sold goes to support the Horseshoe Collective. Speaking of food, leanfeastmeridian.com. Lean Feast. Check them out. They're feeding the football team, the basketball team, 10,000 plus combinations. It's fully customizable. It's all fresh, not frozen. It's good for 5 days in the refrigerator. You can order it on a Monday and have it all week, and then just pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you're eating steak, shrimp, chicken, fish. The Reigns family is loving Lean Feast right now. And again, as I said, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhardt, a lot of your favorite athletes have deals with them. So check them out. Lean Feast Meridian, leanfeastmeridian.com. And Johnny, we moved it up to Saturday, correct? Saturday morning for Ball Talk.
10 a.m. Saturday morning. Looking forward to talking Nevada, Boise State with Coach Mike Sanford. 10 a.m. here on BNN. Stay tuned. We'll post more on social media, but we got something big time for you on Ball Talk Saturday. Love the game day edition, BJ. We did that a couple of weeks ago. I thought it had some good phone. Not the audience that we get on the Wednesday night. Totally get it. Saturday morning, you're busier, but throughout the day, you can definitely be able to catch in on Ball Talk because it'll be Coach Sanford. He knows Jeff Choate really well. You know, he knows what Nevada likes to do, and he obviously covers and pays close attention to Boise State. So that's going to be good. That's going to be a good Ball Talk Saturday, 10 a.m.
And I've saved that interview. I've saved that quote till tomorrow's show and the pregame show. But we had Jeff Choate on BNN, and Mike Sanford was part of that interview with me there at Mountain West Media Days. And maybe I cut a clip of that if you want to play it on Ball Talk again with Jeff Choate talking to Mike Sanford and myself.
Please, yes.
He's a little salty. I mean, he obviously believes that he should have got the job. He wanted the job. It's hard for anybody now to think that Spencer Danielson or anybody could be doing better than Spencer Danielson at this point. But obviously, Johnny, they've already hit the over, right? Wasn't it 1.5, 2.5? I mean, we were talking about liking that going into the season, but they've already got a couple wins. They've played close to some other teams like SMU. They should have won that game probably.
Won that game.
They're certainly a much improved team since they've been. I know they're coming in as 24, 25-point underdogs here, but Jeff Choate's going to have them ready to go on Saturday.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this Boise State football team and the mission it's on and the focus it has might take more than a pep talk to beat them. I think Boise State's ready for this thing too. I love the passion that Jeff Choate has. Had Boise State hired him, I would have been okay with that hire from a media perspective because he checks a lot of boxes. Pardon me that I like when I cover coaches to check. He would have been a fun cover. I would have been okay with that hire. I like Jeff Choate. But they didn't hire him, and obviously Jeremiah Dickey knocked the hire out of the park with the Spencer Danielson thing. This program is flourishing right now, and I'll be shocked if this game's close. And I'm waiting, tick tock, and I think this is the night where you get 2-3 Ashton Genty splash runs again. I'm looking forward to that, and I think Boise State will handle Nevada. Jeff Choate will want it. There's going to be a hell of a pep talk, man. It is. He'll fire him up. I just think when the game starts, Boise State just has a better roster, and I don't know how they're going to handle Genty, BJ.
Yeah, I think he needs one of those games. If he really wants to win the Heisman, get back in the thick of this race, he needs a couple of those sexy 50, 60, 70-yard runs and a big one. And now, Johnny, final thing. I mean, Boise State at number 12 in the college football playoff rankings. I know you've been all over it on Idaho Sports Talk, but Boise State's going to need to keep the style points, man. They're going to need to be winning these games by large margins, keep the foot down, keep the pedal on the metal, and continue to impress this committee. I mean, the committee chair, I don't know if you saw his comments or not, very high on Boise State. And so a chance with Genty to get going, a chance for this team on national Fox on Saturday to kind of make a statement here. I mean, they got to keep this thing rolling. And if they can have another big-time performance and see if some teams lose and you keep winning, like who knows where this thing could end up.
There's a really good chance they're the 4 seed. You just need BYU to lose once and win out. And there's a good chance you're the 4 seed. Now, you could maybe say, no, ball game. A 1-loss BYU will trump a 1-loss Boise State. They'll give the edge to the power, and maybe they will. But, I mean, that will be in play. And Boise State does have or will have a pretty good resume there. And then you'll see what else happens on the other bracket. I mean, can Boise State be on the 11 line? Do you like that line better? Maybe the 10 line comes in play. I was saying it the whole time. They're going to be on the damn 12 line. And I know some other people in the business were thinking, hey, maybe you can get them on the 8-9. This is going to be an SEC Big Ten dominated tournament. Those will get 4 teams in each. And I don't know if Boise State will be ranked higher than any of those teams. We'll have to see, BJ. But I love the 12-5 matchup with the nugget of potentially playing BYU on a neutral site in the Elite Eight, if you will.
Yeah, it's exciting time. Should be fun on Saturday. Again, we'll have a joint post-game show. We'll be live at the James pregame at 3 o'clock on Saturday, but post-game, we're going to wait till the basketball game ends. We'll do our football interviews, and then we'll have kind of a joint post-game basketball, football show on BNN, probably around 11 o'clock on Saturday night. So be ready and in tune for that. But it's going to be fun, Johnny. A lot of games, teams to root for now ahead of Boise State in the standings. And now that we have that first CFP bracket, you kind of see the path. And man, football team on Saturday, they're rolling. Basketball team rolling. It's a fun time for fans, fun times for us in the media right now.
Yeah, how many teams this year? We'll know in March. We'll make both major collegiate tournaments, the football and the basketball. There's only a maximum number of 12 teams that I guess could do it. Maybe Boise State will be one of those teams where they can say we were in both of the big tournaments in a school season, BJ. But appreciate you having me. Good stuff, and appreciate your coverage, and let's get after it, man.
Idaho Sports Talk 3 to 6 today. I know we're talking to Spencer Danielson today. We're talking to Matt Miller as well. So I know you guys will be all over that at 3 o'clock.
Yep. And how about this, BJ? The sack master, single season sack record holder, Chris Wing. That might be tougher than DiMaggio's hit streak. His sack record it's 20 or 20 and a half. He was a part of that 94 team that they're celebrating this weekend on the Blue. Prater covered that team for the Statesman. So Chris Wing in studio, 5 o'clock. That'll be a fun one. Appreciate you.
6, listen to Johnny Prater, Bob, JP, the whole crew. And again, Mike Prater has a great column about that 94 team also, and a member of that team. You can check that out at BroncoNationNews.com. We're going to head down and interview Spencer Danielson, Matt Miller. They'll have that on their show. We'll get the video posted to BNN as well. Go subscribe if you can. We'd appreciate it. $50, BNN 50 deals the promo code. And at worst, at least give us a follow here, a subscription on YouTube. That's free. Like the video, help us out, tell your friends, retweet us, all that good stuff. I've got a full story. Yes, Johnny, 875-word story posted about midnight on the game last night, and my thoughts on the win over Oakland, and a lot of other great content, interviews, highlights, everything. If you want to hear Leon, the post-game players, that's all up at BroncoNationNews.com as well. So fun times right now. Appreciate it, Johnny. Thanks to all of you guys for watching. Go support the sponsors, and we'll talk to you later. Again, Boise State, big win over Oakland. Big game on Saturday against San Francisco. Big football game as well. And Jay Tust and I will be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow to get you set for both. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later. Go check out Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.
Bronco Nation News is presented by rowpaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, by Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Western Collective, by Jackson's, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bauscher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, by Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and by Timberstone Golf Course.